Alright, we are on the play for match 3 of this league. 3 lands, Mishra's Bauble, Traverse, Delver, Snare. I'm going to say this is a keep because I'm expecting Traverse to be a real card. We may as well just start on the island. Then again, if we want Traverse to be a real card, if the opponent happens to be on something that main decks Relic of Progenitus, maybe we'll have wanted to get a Steam Vents with this Flooded Strand. At the same time, maybe it's possible we want to have double green, so I guess we may as well just wait to make that sort of decision. Play the Bauble. We're going to use it for Delver Scry. Stomping Ground for the opponent. Burn, Titanshift. Something else. Green, Titanshift. Search for tomorrow on suspend. Let's look at our top card. Almost looked at the opponent's. It's a Mandrills. Well, we're going to draw that. Delver hits the stack first. Let's draw Mandrills. Delver sees. Survey says it's a breeding pool. Breeding pool, not what we wanted. Well, we're going to get in for one. And against Titanshift, this hand might be a little slow. We're going to play out a Flooded Strand because I really want to put cards in my graveyard. Spell Snare, most likely going to get some value here. The opponent has a lot of 2-drops that I want to be countering. If they just go search on this turn, we're in an awful position. Sakura Tribelder, though, something I am very happy to hit. We may as well crack this now. Well, we have the breeding pool. We may as well just grab a Steam Vents. Top card is a Serum Visions. Maybe we should have held on to more Delver Scry. I did want to put cards in the bin. Now, we could use the Visions to turn on Traverse, but I think that's not fantastic. And I imagine we'd be better off just casting Mandrills in this matchup. It doesn't matter that Traverse is a dead card if the rest of our cards are just amazing. This Scry actually matters very well. I guess it matters somewhat. I do like the Visions, don't need the Dismember. If the opponent is slamming a Primeval Titan, we're just going to try to bounce it and finish them off. We're going to pay Shock here. We're going sub 18. Very relevant for Scapeshift decks. Against Scapeshift, generally you want to be at 19 or more life. We can get rid of this with it coming off suspend. When you're at 18 life, say, the opponent gets to 6 lands. No, they get to 7 lands. Play Scapeshift, sacrifice all of their lands, get 1 Valakut, 6 mountains. 6 Valakut triggers, each dealing 3 damage, and you're dead. Here's a Reclamation Sage in the main deck. That's odd. And they are rocking the main deck Relic of Progenitus. Not sure if I said it, but I did call that. We're definitely swinging into this. We're going to fetch here. Get a basic forest. Our life total isn't very relevant right now, unless we're taking damage off of this Reclamation Sage. Even then, it's not that important. I'm going to cast this Visions. Snapcaster Mage on top, not fantastic. We could always mill it away, though. So I'm really quite fine with it. Definitely don't want that. We'll head into combat. I'm totally fine with not bouncing this Rec Sage. If we were able to stay at 19 or more life, it would have been nice because the opponent would need 8 lands to kill us with Escape Shift. As is, we're already in range, and when you go below... So Valakut does damage in 3s, increments of 3, because it's kind of like a bolt. So the way that affects your life total is when they hit 7 lands... they get to dome you for 18. When they hit 8 lands, they often will get 2 Valakut, 6 mountains, and they'll dome you for a bunch. Here's the Sakura Tribe Elder that we're not going to be able to counter, so I believe we're just going to let it resolve. The opponent needs more than this for us to be really scared, given the Vapor Snag in our hand and our board. Removal would be pretty good for them. I don't really want to draw the Snapcaster Mage, so I'm going to mill it away. So, okay, Lightning Bolt makes this easy mode. With Valakut, okay, second Lightning Bolt. Technically speaking, if our board wasn't great, we would have bolted them on the end step. Vapor Snag also makes that irrelevant because even if they bolt Mandrills and they bolt Delver, double block Mandrills, I don't really care. We bolt them down to 3, Vapor Snag them for the last bit of damage, only 2 toughness, trample, you know the drill. Anyways, Valakut decks, if they have 7 lands in play, they can hit you for 18. Once they get the 8th land in play, they can hit you for 6 triggers on each Valakut, 2 Valakuts, that's 12 triggers, 36 damage once they get 8 lands in play, and we're not reasonably getting above 36. So there's no way that we care to even try. Even if we were running Feed the Clan in the sideboard, we're not getting above 36. So once they hit 7 lands, you don't really care about them hitting the 8th. If they have Prismatic Omen, it changes the Valakut math because all of their lands are mountains, at which point you need not just 5 mountains, because it's if you have 5 other mountains. So if they have 6 lands, any of which are Valakuts, they're going to get 6 triggers for each Valakut. So on 6 lands, if they have Prismatic Omen, if they get 1 Valakut, they'll deal 18, 2 Valakuts, 36, 3 Valakuts, add on another 18, I can math, 54, 90% sure it's 54. Anyways, that's a little bit of Valakut Scapeshift math, which is very important for your decisions as to whether or not you want to try stopping them from getting lands. Because we do want to slow them down by countering ramp spells, but at the same time, once they have a bunch, we don't even bother. So that's a little nice thing to keep in mind. Got the sideboard spreadsheet up on the second monitor, and it looks like we're going to be boarding out. I'm going to do the out first since it's on top. 1 Traverse, 1 Forked Bolt, 1 Lightning Bolt. Forked Bolt has somewhat of an edge over Lightning Bolt because it can threaten to take out a Sakura Tribe Elder and then deal with 1 damage to the opponent. Whereas Lightning Bolt, if it targets Tribe Elder, just gets fizzled by the sacrifice. On the other hand, Bolt just does more damage when it's pointed at the face, so I think I'd rather have these 3 bolts before the first Starfire. Dismember doesn't do a lot. Vapor Snag is ever so slightly better, and Shoal doesn't really counter anything that I care about. They have Search for Tomorrow as a 1 CMC spell. No, that's 3. I always get that confused. It's a 3 CMC spell, so we're not shoaling that. They have... what else? 2 CMC spells mostly. Their 1 CMC spells are Relic, Bolt. Maybe we do want Shoal for those? Those are relevant. And I wouldn't mind boarding out Nux. It's not that slow in this matchup. They do have chump blockers. What are we going to board in? 1 Destructive Revelry, 2 Blood Moons, Mountain, Flash Freeze, 10 seconds. Mountain, Flash Freeze, Revelry, Moon, Submit. Oh yeah, 2 seconds to go. We only want 2 Blood Moons because they aren't interacting with it a whole bunch. They do have Rex Sage. I'm pretty sure every Titanshift list ever plays Rex Sage in the sideboard. We saw one that plays it in the main, so we're going to be doubly aware of it. That might be enough to justify boarding in the 3rd Blood Moon. I don't like this hand. We've got Delver. Hopefully Denial hits something on their 3rd turn. And then we have nothing. This hand, also not fantastic, but it is better. We're going to keep. We're both going to scry here. That's amazing on top. Knowing that we're going to hit our second land drop makes me so happy. We're going to go turn 1 Bolt here. Turn 2, hopefully something decent. Sorry, turn 1 Bolt. Turn 1 Delver. Hopefully it's going to be a recurring Bolt. We're probably just getting a basic island off of this because we do have Blood Moons in hand. Blood Moon doesn't stop them from killing us with Primeval Titan. It does stop them from killing us with Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle, which is, quite frankly, usually how their primetime kills go. Blood Moon, obviously vulnerable to Reclamation Sage. That's something I think we can deal with. Here is a Visions, which I like quite a bit. I think we're just going to tutor out a Stomping Ground here and then cast Visions. I want all 3 colors. I think I want all 3 colors more than I want to make sure I can, well, if we don't get red mana, there's no need to worry about casting Mandrills through Blood Moon, and I don't really want to get a Steam Vents here to make sure I have plenty of blue mana, because then we probably won't be able to cast Mandrills. 18... Our life total isn't that relevant. Bolt, probably not doing anything, though. So unless we top deck something very good, we didn't. Third land, though. We'll top both of these. So it looks like we're going to go for the Blood Moon on our 3rd turn. That or we're going to go for Mandrills. This is going to come off Suspend. I kind of like going for Mandrills. I'm not sure. Gives them an extra turn to just play out a Rec Sage, which I like. I'm really not sure. While we wait for the opponent, I'm going to pull up Titanshift on MTG Goldfish. See what we can see. Apparently 30% of lists play the Rec Sage in the main. They're not waiting for us to respond. You're lying, MTGO. Blood Moon also makes it so that we don't die to Scape Shift, which is very nice. The opponent with a Sakura Tribe Elder here. We're going to be able to cut them off of green mana. No, we won't. They have a Tribe Elder in play. I'm silly. In that case, I don't know. If they get green mana and they happen to have Rec Sage, we're probably in a bit of a pickle. If they don't have... Well, they obviously are going to get the basic forest. But if they don't have access to it soon, we're probably in a decent spot. We also have follow-up Blood Moon. I think we just slam Blood Moon so that we don't lose to Primeval Titan. If we go Mandrills on this turn and they have Prime Time, that's not fantastic. If they get a Mountain, I'm going to be so happy. It's not. Come on, guys. It is Blood Moon, right? We play Mandrills here. The opponent slams Primeval Titan. They have 1, 2, 3 mountains in play. Maybe that's okay. I don't like letting them untap with 6 mana. That's scary. We're not in danger of Scape Shift. We are in danger of Prismatic Omen into Scape Shift. By the way, Prismatic Omen is the reason I board in Destructive Revelry. Didn't get into that because I was talking too much while sideboarding. I'm going to play Blood Moon. I'm going to try it. Hopefully it's good enough. Well, they didn't cast anything. So far, so good. Here's a Tarmogoyf. We're going to play that before the Mandrills. Hold up Thought Scour here. Soon enough, we're going to play out the second Blood Moon, but not until we have at least a bit of a clock. The opponent doesn't have a way to destroy both Blood Moons in one fell swoop, so if we play out both, we are at least somewhat protected. Here's a Bolt into second Bolt. Let's Thought Scour ourselves. We probably won't turn over enough stuff for Goyf to live it, but we did draw a red source, which means we can go second Blood Moon plus Mandrills. That's something I like. Hoots coming down, land, land, land. Don't need both creatures, don't need the extra sorcery. If we want Traverse or Goyf to be good, we can use this Visions. Search for Tomorrow, hard cast, getting another forest. Now they can cast Primetime. It's not as scary as it could be, though. Stubborn Denial makes me kind of not want to use the visions, but we're actually not scared of anything here. Not scared of any non-creature spells, at least. Tarfire can probably go on the bottom. I like the Snapcaster Mage. No, I don't. We only have one blue source. Good for burning them out. Don't think burning them out is going to be that good. Bolt, Snap, Bolt. Oh yeah, on top. Answers Prime Time. Answering Prime Time is something I like. Let's see if they have the Prime Time. Smells like... Oh, it's just Baloth. Okay. Well, if they had Primeval Titan, they definitely cast it there, because we don't have blue mana up. That makes me think they don't have Primeval Titan, which makes me very much want to just Bolt, Snap, Bolt Baloth. I feel like that's undoubtedly correct. Let Snapcaster Mage's trigger resolve. Finish off Baloth. In for 4. Negate that life gain. And we have more of a clock. If they do top deck Prime Time, well, geez, we're in a bad spot. Second Baloth, not that bad. Definitely not good. Island off the top is fantastic. Nux, also fantastic. We get to hold up Mana Leak, which I like. We're probably attacking with just Mandrills on this turn. That way they don't get to just eat Snapcaster Mage. Actually, do we? What? I'm considering keeping this Misty Rainforest because I want to be growing Savage Knuckleblade for the next couple of turns, I think. On our next turn, we're going to play Nux. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. We're going to play Nux, give it haste, hold up the other island so that we can Denial, which seems pretty good. I'm not sure how good Denial is, but it counters Summoner's Pact. And that's going to be their Primeval Titans. Looks like 5 and 6 according to MTG Goldfish, but could be 5 to 8. I don't think we need the Misty. It's 3 mana to pump. No, we don't need this. Bottom top. Now, if we attack with the Snapcaster Mage, we also get to feign Lightning Bolt to a non-zero degree, which I don't hate. If they do decide to eat Snap, they take 4. So I can live with that, I think. Yep. Mana Leak gives us an out to Prime Time for the turn. Farseek. We could counter that with Denial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If this resolves and then they make one more land drop, Mana Leak no longer deals with Prime Time. So I kind of like countering this. You know what? We're going to counter this and not give Nux haste so that we can hold up the Mana Leak. Giving Nux haste actually not that great because it'll just trade with Baloth. So I believe I would rather wait a turn to start swinging with Nux and just be able to Mana Leak. Here's a Wood Elves, so that plan is a little worse than it would have been. They're getting their land anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands for the opponent. But that means if they do have Prime Time off the top, we're okay with it. They shouldn't be attacking there. Maybe they don't realize Mandrills has Trample. We're going to swing with Mandrills. They're going to take 3 or 4. Just 4. So maybe they're aware of the trample and they just don't care. We're going to hold up Mana Leak because it means we literally can't lose to a Titan if that's what they drew. Or Summoner's Pact if that's what they drew. They get Titan, we counter it anyways. Here's a Summoner's Pact, that's fine. We can't deal with that because we used the Denial. However, they got a Baloth. Drat. We've been played. Can't counter that. Maybe you're supposed to let the Farseek resolve and just play around them going for Baloths? I don't know. We're going to take 4. 5? There's no way you swing with Wood Elves. Why are they doing that? They literally can't have a bolt. I think they probably just clicked all attack. I don't know. That means Nux can safely attack into their Baloth, which I like. Flooded Strand doing a lot of nothing here. We probably don't even bother playing it. So, Knuckleblade has some abilities. These abilities are the reason for which Nux is in the deck, because a 3-mana 4/4 isn't really something we care to have when we have Hoots. You can give Nux haste the turn it comes down. Didn't end up being something I wanted here because I didn't expect them to be attacking with a Baloth. If I figured they would attack with the Baloth, I probably would have saved this denial, let Farseek resolve, played Nux with haste having denial in hand, and ended up denialing the Summoner's Pact, which actually would have been good. Not sure if you're supposed to let the Farseek go. We still can counter Primetime off the top, but maybe they're just going for running Baloths here. How many Baloths do they usually play? 3 is a lot. I don't think they usually run 4. We don't want to play the land. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we only need one of Nux's abilities, so we're just going to end up growing it. If we attack with Mandrills, we force blocks. So I kind of like swinging with Mandrills, even though it offers the trade here. Believe we win this race, so we're just going to do this. The opponent goes to 7. They pay for Pact. So I guess they're doing nothing of consequence this turn. Being able to hold up Mana Leak a lot less relevant when the opponent has nothing much to do. I don't know why they're still attacking. Maybe they don't think they can win the long game? I'm really not sure. I don't think they win the short game. We untap. Find a stubborn denial, okay. They had a land. Yeah, they played a land. Okay. So do we even bother growing Nux? I mean, there's no downside to growing Nux. Not that we know that there's no downside to growing Nux. The opponent doesn't. I think we just do it anyways. We're going to do that. Put them to 1. Play a land so we have both of our counter spells up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can play Primetime through Leak. So we officially don't have that going for us. We do have the ability to stop Bolt, which means we win the race. They don't have Reach. The opponent not having Reach is something I like. Here's a Delver of Secrets. We start off by attacking, force blocks, grow Nux. This is why Savage Knuckleblade is in the deck. For this ability. Grow bigger than 4/4s, 5/5s. We're going to play Delver of Secrets. Primetime no longer game winning because we have 2 creatures and they'll only have the 1. Opponent scoops, bam, 2-0 against Titanshift. That feels good. That feels very good. Blood Moon doing tons of work there. Look at all the mountains they had. Lots of mountains. Lots and lots of mountains. If Blood Moon wasn't around, they probably end up pacting for Primetime, get more Valakuts, more mountains. I'm a little surprised they didn't pact for Reclamation Sage, but at the same time, the second Blood Moon probably makes that bad. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.